Everything changed on March 10, 2025, a day that began ordinarily but spiraled into global turmoil. First came a shock on Wall Street. Tesla, hailed for pioneering electric vehicles, saw its stock plunge by over 15% in mere hours. By the closing bell, shares settled at $222.15, erasing nearly $130 billion in market value. Investors and casual observers alike were stunned, struggling to understand how a company once synonymous with innovation could collapse so abruptly. Many assumed standard market forces were at play, yet analysts found deeper causes. Elon Musk, Tesla's high-profile CEO, had become a staunch supporter of President Donald Trump, even making substantial campaign donations. For a brand long revered for environmental ideals, this alignment felt unsettling. Boycotts took root almost overnight, as longtime fans questioned whether they could support a company led by someone whose politics clashed with their values. This discontent wasn't limited to the United States. In Europe, where eco-friendly policies shape consumer decisions, Tesla was already faltering. At a time when electric vehicle sales rose overall, Tesla's market share dipped by 45%. Scenes of vandalized Teslas in Berlin and Paris spread across social media. Some buyers blamed Musk's politics, while others simply gravitated to newer EV models. By early March, anger over Musk's public stance converged with skepticism about Tesla's long-term direction. On that same day, a second crisis erupted online. X, formerly Twitter and now under Musk's ownership, suffered a massive cyber attack that crippled service worldwide. Users found themselves locked out, timelines frozen, and vital channels cut off. The chaos escalated, and Musk confirmed that hackers had targeted X in a coordinated assault. A pro-Palestinian collective named Dark Storm Team claimed responsibility, linking their actions to Musk's political affiliations. Renowned for previous strikes against NATO countries and Israel, Dark Storm Team had been on cybersecurity watch lists, but this attack dwarfed their earlier operations. Analysts speculated that striking X was symbolic, a direct blow to Musk's growing clout. Yet cybersecurity veterans cautioned that determining the real source of an attack is rarely straightforward. While servers in Ukraine were implicated, attackers routinely mask locations. The truth might be more complex than any single press release could reveal. Tesla's downfall sent shockwaves through the financial world, dragging the tech-focused Nasdaq Composite to its worst day in years. Investors feared that Tesla's plunge signaled broader instability, especially amid brewing trade tensions. The electric vehicle sector, once a shining beacon of technological progress, now wobbled under the weight of political friction. Concerns spread that Musk's polarizing stances might undermine not only Tesla, but an entire industry's credibility. Meanwhile, the attack on X revealed how vulnerable even powerful digital platforms can be. No longer just a site for fleeting updates, X had become a hub for news, entertainment, and political discourse. Dark Storm Team's strike highlighted the potential for malicious actors to exploit ideological divides. Musk's own updates about the breach carried a stark warning. Cyber warfare was intensifying, and any corporation tied to high-profile political figures could find itself in the crosshairs. The back-to-back crises prompted questions about the risks of blending business with politics. Musk's acceptance of a senior advisory role in Trump's Department of Government Efficiency had already raised eyebrows. Critics argued that such a move put him and his companies on a collision course with those who opposed the administration. The events of March 10th seemed to confirm those fears, as Tesla's market meltdown and X's crippling hack converged into one dramatic case study in reputational risk. Amid the turmoil, Musk offered reassurances on a partially restored X. He touted Tesla's robust research pipeline and promised stronger security protocols to shield the platform from future attacks. Yet skepticism abounded. Some wondered if Tesla could ever recapture the goodwill it once enjoyed, given how deeply politics had infected the brand. Others questioned whether X's security overhaul could keep pace with evolving cyber threats. Tesla's collapse alarmed economists, who debated whether the fallout could spark a wider market correction. Tech companies often operate in interconnected supply chains, and a crisis in one major enterprise can ripple through many others. Shareholders worried that Tesla's drop signaled a tipping point, warning that boycotts can swiftly cut into revenue, more so than a missed earnings projection ever could. Regulatory pressure also loomed. Agencies in the US and abroad were already scrutinizing Tesla's self-driving claims and factory labor practices. Musk's open support for Trump and far-right European figures fed suspicions that Tesla might receive preferential treatment in some regions and harsher scrutiny in others. Politicians seized on this narrative, framing the day's events as proof that major corporations must be held to higher standards of transparency and accountability. Cybersecurity specialists, meanwhile, pored over logs and data to understand how Dark Storm Team breached X's defenses. The platform's enormous user base made it a prime target, and the attack exposed critical gaps in how X handled data and network security. Though Musk vowed rapid improvements, experts warned that large-scale fixes require sustained attention, not simply a reactive patch. Whether Tesla can bounce back might depend on distancing the brand from Musk's political entanglements. Some suggest that the company appoint a dedicated CEO to steer day-to-day operations, allowing Musk to focus on engineering rather than policy. Others contend that the damage is too severe, particularly in Europe, where brand loyalty has eroded and rival EVs are waiting to fill the void. X faces its own struggle to reassure users and advertisers that the platform can fend off future threats. If it fails, it risks losing market share in a fiercely competitive social media landscape. By the end of March 10th, one thing became clear. In a hyper-connected world, politics, economics, and cybersecurity are intertwined like never before. A single day of turmoil showed how quickly fortunes can shift for even the most celebrated tech visionary. For critics, it was a stark lesson in the perils of mixing personal beliefs with corporate identity. For supporters, it was a rallying cry to fortify key systems against both financial and digital attacks. Musk's legacy now hangs in the balance. He once dazzled the world with electric vehicles and space travel ambitions. But as these twin crises demonstrated, no amount of innovation can fully insulate a company from the repercussions of polarizing leadership. The shockwaves from March 10th may well influence how future CEOs navigate their public personas, especially when politics threatens to overshadow the products they sell. Perhaps the most enduring takeaway is that trust, whether in a car maker or a communication platform, is fragile in a polarized age. Tesla might still recover if it reassures consumers of its commitment to sustainability over partisan leanings. And X could still evolve into a more secure network if it invests heavily in rigorous safeguards. But the margin for error is shrinking, and the cost of failure grows with each breach or boycott. Ultimately, March 10th, 2025 may be remembered as a turning point. It showcased how swiftly public opinion can pivot and how hackers can exploit political discord for maximum impact. From the boardrooms of Silicon Valley to the streets of Europe, people woke up to the reality that corporate reputations and digital infrastructures can unravel in a matter of hours. Rebuilding them won't be easy, and whether Musk's empire can weather this storm remains to be seen. This is the new frontier, where leadership, politics, and technology collide, and where the stakes have never been higher. This day's turmoil has left investors, consumers, and governments grappling with critical questions about the future. How can businesses balance visionary leadership with political neutrality? What security measures are needed to safeguard online platforms from ever-evolving threats? And can raw innovation overcome the corrosive effects of controversy? The answers could define the coming years, reshaping markets, global diplomacy, and the very fabric of digital engagement.